Elliot Harvey and Freddie Simpson-Stacey on row 7. Jensen Harvey and Harrison Wedgbury on row 8. Matthew Berry and Oliver Clark on row 9. Kyle Connolly and Henry Laws on row 10. Ethan Pitt and Ben Healy-Smith on row 11. Ross Woodford and Ed Hack, row 12. Oliver Greetham and Cormac Dunn, row 13. Toby Stevenson and Axel Laflamme, row 14. Harrison Smith and Charlie Hunter, row 15. Billy Vasilev, Fraser Fennick, Alessandro Serenetti, Bav Singh, Star Casey, and Ben Waldridge. Starts 36th. The prize for the winner, £1,700, plus an entry to the International Army Final at Le Mans in France, and a set of tyres. Lights are out. Here we go. Oh, hold your breath. Give each other some space, gentlemen. Oh, and they almost all got through, and then the last couple just came to grief. But luckily, they're all going again. And the leaders all thinking about minute 15 of the race, not minute 1. And it showed because the 3 BKC karts that started at the front are still at the front and into 3rd place, actually. Breaking up the team formation is Owen Byatt. So Owen Byatt in that number 11 Stevenage sheet metal kart. It's not made out of Stevenage sheet metal. Well, it might be, actually. I don't know. But he is in 3rd place. Ahead of, I think that's McDonnell, who has slipped back to 4th. But nobody is really getting away. Behind them, Oliver York is 5th in the number 13 kart for Coles Racing. Then it's Matthew Graham for the Jade Karts team. And they're battling. Byatt tries to wrestle 2nd place away from Maybin. Oh, they're too wide coming off turn 4. They made that work somehow. Oliver York capitalises. This is good news for Callum Bradshaw. Really good news for the driver of... Oh, actually, no, it's not, because in the midst of all that, Bradshaw has actually been passed. This is going to be a commentator's nightmare. 3 identical karts, all now with scuffed numbers on the sides, which is good, because the racing is very close, but it's McDonnell who leads from Maybin in the 71, and now Bradshaw reasserts himself in 3rd. So Byatt was 3rd, went for 2nd, didn't work, almost lost another place to, he did lose another place to York, and into 5th position comes the number 37 kart of Elliot Harvey. Now, Harvey started today. Oh, yellow flags waving. There's a couple of karts gone off on the banking. I can't see who they are. Harvey started the day in the B final and started outside the top 30 in the pre-final. And on lap 3 of the Grand Prix, he is 4th. He has passed Oliver York. No, York is now 3rd. Harvey is 4th. So one of the BKC karts has been jettisoned out of the lead pack, and it's actually the pole sitter, Callum Bradshaw, who has been shuffled back to 5th position, with Byatt 6th, Mills 7th, Porter in 8th, Matthew Graham leads the next group in 9th. The top 10 rounded out by Max Yarn in the Litchfield Motorsport machine. Then it is Angus Moolsdale, Jensen Harvey, Ross Woodford, Oliver Greetham, Matthew Berry. That's your top 15. Looking down at Louis Westover in 17th. Oliver Clark down in 21st. Mario Mills makes a move on Owen Byatt for 6th position. Byatt pushes him down the straight to try and retake the position, but it doesn't quite work. And Ben Waldridge, who started 36th, is up to 26th. And one of the Jack Dex karts, I think that was, running off track at the 2nd hairpin. And looking down, I think we've got everyone still out there. I can't tell. I've got the top 32 on my timing screen. And a change for, oh no, Matthew Graham looks at the inside of Owen Byatt going into turn number 1, but Byatt holds his line and Graham backs out of it. McDonnell has the lead. Mabin, who started the pre-final from pole position after a penalty for Bradshaw. Bradshaw has done, always changed there. We'll go back to that in a minute because Bradshaw won 2 heats. Mabin started on pole for the pre-final. Sam McDonnell hasn't taken a win yet. He's at a couple of second places, but his 2 teammates have done the winning. But now he is the one leading the BKC charge. From the number 13 Coles Racing Kart, Oliver York. Oliver, a great day on Friday. A little bit off colour yesterday. And now he's back in the lead in the number 13 machine, or is he? No, he's not. He got alongside, and I think the back end stepped out, and there was a wheel-to-wheel contact, only briefly, but he lost all his momentum, and now Bradshaw retakes third. Mabin's back up to second. York and Mario Mills are coming together. So Oliver York, you can see he's a little bit rattled. He went for that move. It didn't come off. He's now lost a couple of places. He's back in that snarling pack going through the Fullerton S's. And the top 2 have broken away. So he needs to compose himself, does the former MSA British Cadet champion. He runs in 5th. Harvey is 4th, and 3rd, but some way behind the 2 leaders, is Callum Bradshaw. Well, what can Bradshaw do? At the end of lap number 6, he's 1.3 seconds behind McDonnell and Mabin. Sam McDonnell, driver from Coleraine, Northern Ireland. Under pressure from Mabin. Well, actually, no, Mabin helping him along. Bradshaw, Harvey, then York. Porter is next. Graham in the number 70 kart. Mills and Byatt. And behind Mills and Byatt, completing that chasing group, is the number 23 of Jensen Harvey for Evolution Racing. And also the S8 Racing teammates Ross Woodford and Oliver Greetham. Matthew Birry in 15th. So behind the top 2, 3rd to 15th, are separated by not a great deal. Owen Byatt and Mario Mills, they have to say, they're slowing each other down. They've been nibbling away at each other with increasing ferocity over the last couple of laps, and as they begin the descent down towards the first hairpin, Byatt has asserted an authority over Mills. However, 2, 4, 6, they're now 8th and 9th, and they're 3 seconds behind the leaders. Still 7.5 minutes to go. But with McDonnell and Mabin comfortably in front, Bradshaw not closing. We've seen this quite a few times. Today, 2 drivers able to get away and work together. It helps, of course, that these 2 are teammates, but even if they weren't, you get the feeling that they would be running like this to stay away. And going under the bridge, you can see the close-up camera shots of some of the other drivers, and it gives you an idea of when we say they're slipstreaming and drafting, that's what we mean. Literally, even though these karts are doing 60 odd miles an hour and the people driving them are still not old enough to drive on the roads, these are juniors, 13 to 17 or so. They're pushing each other, physically pushing each other along. So a great close-up insight into what top-level karting is like. The leaders go through the Mike Wilson complex. And Jack Mabin in that number 71 kart. He will not be panicking. He'll be quite content. There's a big clock over the start line gantry showing them the time remaining. Owen Byatt makes a move on Elliot Harvey going into the Bruno Ferrari chicane, and that puts Owen into 7th place, I believe. Harvey slips back to 8th. Well, Harvey, I think, probably used a lot of his tyre life just getting to that point, and I don't know for certain, but maybe his boots have cried enough, and he is now having to defend, but he's just been passed by Mario Mills. Mills, the number 19 JM Racing RK chassis, has been outside of the top 10 pretty much all weekend. Oliver York trying to push Callum Bradshaw up to the front, but not succeeding yet. Lap number 10 in the books. And finally, Callum Bradshaw comes up with a new fastest lap of the race, 59.30 for the driver of kart number 25. And the good news is that he has still got Oliver York pushing him along, and the gap between first and third comes down to 8 tenths. It's not over yet. Problems for, I think that is Axel Laflamme, has retired the top 4. Close up, and look how quickly 8 tenths of a second becomes virtually nothing. Graham runs 5th in the Jade Karts entry. Porter for Chris Rogers Motorsport in the 46 is next. Then it's Byatt, Mills, Harvey, Moolsdale, Jensen, Harvey and Ross Woodford. 4 minutes to go. And if McDonnell and Mabin were feeling a little bit relaxed about the situation at the front of the field a couple of minutes ago, they are not feeling like that anymore, because there's another new fastest lap for Callum Bradshaw, 59.27 against a 59.5 for McDonnell. And pretty soon, maybe even as soon as the exit of this corner they're going around now, Bradshaw will be with the top 2. But he didn't anticipate Oliver York sending one up the inside of him to take 3rd place. And that's a bit frustrating, I suppose, for Callum Bradshaw, because some of their hard work has now been undone, because Mabin and McDonnell skittle away by another couple of kart lengths. 3 minutes to go. Behind them, Matthew Graham and Morgan Porter run 5th and 6th. Owen Byatt is 7th, although I believe Elliot Harvey was contemplating a pass. There goes Porter. Porter to the inside of Graham in the number 46 for 5th place. Makes the move. And because Owen Byatt, Elliot Harvey and I think Mario Mills have been going at it so hard, Porter and Graham are well clear of the 7th place kart, which is Harvey. Then Mills 8th. 9th is the Evolution Racing, I believe that's the Evolution Racing kart of Jensen Harvey. Then it is Owen Byatt now down in 10th, followed by Moolsdale, Woodford, Hack, Greetham and Oliver Clark in 15th. Leaders come into the Mike Wilson complex. York, the Coles Racing entry, is within 2 kart lengths, and Oliver York will get a great run down this straight. And by the time we get to the banking, he will be in a position to maybe even duck out from behind Mabin and make a pass. Not quite. But the top 4 nose to tail. Just over 90 seconds to go. And York wastes little time in dispatching the number 71 of Jack Mabin. And now it is only Sam McDonnell. He's lost his rear gunner, and Sam McDonnell checks, and he realises, oh, York goes in very deep. Contact. And have to say that York did quite well there to slow down and allow McDonnell to regather his momentum, because that was just a bit too late on the brakes. And actually it's cost Oliver York, because I believe a warning flag going out for Owen Byatt. I'm trying to just say, yeah, York is back to 4th. Right, well, McDonnell has survived the first wave of assaults. Mabin pushed him around, helped him for a while, but now with 45 seconds to go, McDonald is going to have to defend, and side by side off the bridge, that is Mabin, no, it's Bradshaw rather, to the inside. Callum Bradshaw and Jack Mabin go past McDonald. Now Oliver York makes it, from first to fourth, with 30 seconds remaining for Sam McDonald. The man from Coleraine has done so well. He's now on the defensive, and Matthew Graham and Morgan Porter are closing in behind. Leader, Callum Bradshaw. At one point, it looked as though he was not quick enough. York, though, is definitely quick enough to get in his slipstream, as here we go. The clock strikes 0. Last lap board goes out. It is Bradshaw, York and Mabin. York right underneath Bradshaw's rear bumper. Bradshaw defends. York goes wide, and York goes around the outside on the banking like he was racing in the Daytona 500 and takes the lead. Brilliant move, just using the contours of the circuit to his advantage. He just sent it in there up the hill, and it stuck. Bradshaw and Mabin second and third. McDonald is fourth. Graham, and then the last Kart in that lead group is the number 46 of Porter. Seventh is Harvey still, but Oliver York, the lone Coles Racing entry amongst the squadron of BKCs. And it's not over yet, because I think Bradshaw's shaping up a run onto the start-finish straight. The checkered flag is out. Oliver York, yes, takes the win. He says to Chris Walker, the photographer, one finger, P1. And it is a 2-3-4 finish for the BKC team on a weekend where they have been the dominant factor. That is what Kart Masters is all about, because it was York with a brilliant move, and that is a fantastic pass for Oliver York. Bradshaw finishes second. Jack Mabin is third, and Sam McDonald misses out on a place on the podium after a sterling drive. Matthew Graham finishes fifth. Morgan Porter in sixth. Elliot Harvey comes home in seventh, ahead of Owen Byatt, Mario Mills, and the top 10 rounded out by Ed Hack. Angus Moolsdale was 11th, followed by Oliver Greetham, Louis Westover and Ross Woodford. Oliver Clark in 15th place, with Jensen Harvey, Ben Waldridge, Toby Stevenson, Alessandro Serenetti and Max Gian completing the top 20. Now, see, there was lots and lots of fighting going on throughout the field, but the TV cameras capturing quite a bit of it. The spectators here in the grandstand just concentrating on their own driver. Axel Aflam was the only non-finisher in kart number 90, and you can see his kart being wheeled onto the recovery vehicle.